All right, today we're going to build the ultimate playbook for one of the biggest moments in life, buying your very first home. Now, I know it can feel like this huge, complicated thing, but our goal here is to give you a clear, step-by-step guide so you can handle it with total confidence.
You know, this really says it all, doesn't it? It's that dream of having a place to call your own, a space that is 100% yours. It's a huge moment, just packed with excitement and possibility. But it's also the start of a very real process.
And let's be real, it is totally normal to feel that way. I mean, between the financing, all the new jargon you're hearing, and just the number of decisions you have to make, the path from just dreaming about a home to actually holding the keys can feel like a total maze. But that's exactly why we need a playbook.
So how do we close that gap? You know, the one between the pure excitement of the dream and the kind of complex reality of the process. Well, it all starts by turning that chaos into clarity. The whole journey might seem like a tangled mess at first, but I promise, with the right roadmap, it becomes a clear, straight path. The point isn't just to get you to the finish line, but to make sure you feel empowered and totally in control every single step of the way.
You know, the best guidance, the really good stuff, often comes from someone who hasn't just studied the process, but has actually lived it, and all its challenges. So let's look at a real-world example of how that experience can make all the difference.
So for our case study, let's look at the Kirby Chan Co team. Their whole thing is helping first-time buyers in and around the Toronto area. And that's so important because the questions and hurdles a first-time buyer faces are completely unique, and they change depending on the market.
This quote right here, this is the why behind their whole approach. Kirby's own tough, uncertain experience buying his first house became the reason he does what he does. He basically set out to provide the exact support he wishes he'd had. He turned a personal struggle into his professional mission.
Feeling confident in this whole process really starts with one thing: preparation. So let's break down the essential first steps that are going to put you in the driver's seat.
Okay, before you even look at a single house online, these are the 4 pillars of your preparation. First, you got to take a deep, honest look at your finances, what you've saved, what you owe. Then, get pre-approved for a mortgage so you know your actual buying power. After that, really understand your credit score. And finally, set a budget you can actually live with.
Now, when you're setting that budget, here's a great rule of thumb to remember. Try to keep your total housing costs, and that means your mortgage, property taxes, insurance, the whole shebang, under 30% of your monthly income before taxes. This is how you make sure you can actually enjoy your new home without becoming house poor.
And all this prep work, it's not just for your own peace of mind. In a competitive market, walking in with a mortgage pre-approval in hand tells sellers that you're a serious, qualified buyer. Seriously, it can be the one thing that makes your offer stand out from the rest.
So preparation is obviously critical, but here's the good news. You don't have to do it by yourself. Let's talk about the team you need in your corner to really make this happen.
This right here is the #1 question on pretty much every first-time buyer's mind. It's a huge commitment, right? And feeling uncertain about that number is completely normal. So, how do you find the answer?
Well, the answer is to turn that uncertainty into clarity by leaning on the pros. A really good agent doesn't just send you listings, they connect you with trusted financial experts who will walk you through every option, turning all that confusion into a confident, concrete plan.
See, a great real estate team brings an entire support system with them. We're talking about the mortgage advisor who gets you the financing, the home inspector who protects your investment, the lawyer who handles the paperwork. You're not just hiring one person, you're getting access to a whole network of pros who've been vetted.
Okay, so you've done the prep work, you've built your dream team, now what? Let's look at what it takes to get you across that finish line, from finding the right house to truly making it feel like a home. And this is a really powerful difference. The best support system doesn't just disappear the second you get the keys. No way. They stick around. They offer resources for everything from finding a plumber to recommending local spots. The goal is to make sure you don't just buy a home, but that you actually thrive in it for the long run.
So when you boil it all down, it comes down to this simple but incredibly powerful equation. Meticulous preparation, plus expert guidance that's based on real-world experience, that is what turns this overwhelming process into an empowering and confident journey. By following a playbook like this, you're not just hoping for the best. You're equipped to make a smart, informed decision that's going to shape your future. You've got the map, you know the steps. So the only question left is, are you ready to get started?